Greetings, welcome. Today we're wrapping up our series of weekly devotionals looking at a passage in the second book of Kings, the famous story of Naaman the Syrian. And I was reminded in this passage of a story I heard about the late great preacher Fred Craddock. He was born down south in Tennessee a long time ago in the 1930s or 40s. I'm not sure exactly when he was born, but he was born illegitimately. And of course, back then, illegitimate children were kind of frowned upon. And he remarked that as he would walk around the town of his youth, people would stare at him and would wonder who his dad was. He never knew who his dad was growing up. He lived with his mother. And he wanted to go to church, but he would go to church late and he would leave early and he would sit in the back pew. He didn't really want anybody talking to him or looking at him funny. But one Sunday morning, before he could sneak out of the back entrance exit, the preacher, the pastor of the church, grabbed him and said to him, I know who your father is, and you bear a striking resemblance to him. And Fred Craddock wondered, well, who could his father be? And the pastor went on to say that his father was, of course, God. And you are a child of God, and you bear a striking resemblance. And that pastor offered to him love and acceptance. And as Fred Craddock wrote, that was kind of like one of the seminal moments in his upbringing, in his youth, that the fact that pastor took time for him really inspired him and motivated him to go on and become a minister, to go into ministry. And of course, he went on to become one of the most renowned professors, scholars, teachers, and writers, and preachers of the 20th century. And one of the things that we're left with in this passage is that as Naaman is healed and restored, he says he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, and he stood before him and said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the earth except in Israel." And we're sort of left to wonder then, how might this transformative event in the life of Naaman affect others? This man of power and influence, this man of who's a mighty warrior, who has all kinds of connections in the kingdom of Iran. How many people might he share the gospel message with? How many people's lives might be positively influenced by this man who was just simply because he was willing to humble himself and listen to those who were considered beneath him? And it might move us to ponder how we might take time for others, and especially for those who society regards as people who are the marginalized, people beneath us. And if we take time for people in our lives, in our communities, how might that spread the gospel of Jesus Christ? Whose lives might be touched by our few moments of our time? Amen.